Now we've covered the jab, onto the cross. So in the previous video, there were 3 areas of concern when we're throwing the jab. When we're throwing the cross, there are 4 areas. We've got the execution of the punch, we've got the shoulder rotation, hip rotation, and the assistance of the foot. Okay, to allow you to get that full rotation going. So if you haven't already, watch the jab video where I describe the execution of the punch, right, the jab, and the involvement of our shoulder and hips, because all of that will transfer to the cross, but to a greater degree. If this is your first time throwing the cross or learning to throw the cross, using your feet, start off by simply getting into your stance and picking up your foot and turning it into a running stance, right? As though that you're about to run off. Pick it up and hit into the ground. Obviously, have your toes lifted up so you don't actually squash them. Alright, so be very careful when you do that. Don't slam into the ground. Just go slowly and do that, right? The reason why I'm starting here is often when people do this, they do this, right? They push into the ground, they turn into the ground to push them forward. We don't want to be heavy on our lead foot when we throw on the cross. I don't want to be reaching forward. I want to stay centered at my feet, so I've got a good balance. Again, I've got options, I can move, whatever. I don't want to be leaning over, put myself in a vulnerable position. Now, as you would have saw in the jab video, but the lead side hip has to stabilize for the jab, and it's going to have to stabilize even to a greater extent when we throw in the cross. So when we throw the cross, people tend to do this, right? They tend to throw their body to the side. So stay centered and keep your body centered as best as possible, right? You've got these lines in front of you and they're facing forward. Shoulders all in one line. You don't want this to be off, okay? Yes, there's punching off center line, but as I said, you're asking for a kick to the face. It's all contextual, we can do that, but we want to practice textbook stuff to execute more often. When you throw the cross, elbow points down, you're aiming for the center line of your face. You're pouring the water out on impact, right? So that as you throw in the punch, pouring the water out on impact. Guard is protected here. It's not pulled back like this. Again, I'm safe here, and I'm safe here with my chin protected. Now we've got to put it all together. So the actual way it moves is that your hand actually initiates the punch first, and then this turns over. So when you throw the cross, as soon as you initiate this, now you're turning over that foot. So you turn you back to the stance. Throw the punch, and return. Boom. I'm not leaning heavy on my lead leg. I'm quite centered here. So do it slowly first. Then come back to your stance. Again, I hope you found some value in it. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thank you.